Greetings, automotive consumers. My name is Jim. I'm here with you today with another Automotive One Take. No AI, no edits, just valuable information about car shopping, car buying, and the automotive industry. Coming up in today's video, we'll talk about the different ways that car dealerships make money, so you'll want to stay tuned. But first, today's video is sponsored by the Car Dealer Cure. We are a car buying consulting service. We cure car buyers of the car shopping disorder. Kind of like paying someone to go take care of a bully for you, but legally. Our experienced staff has worked in every position at car dealerships, from salesperson to general manager, and every role in between. We handle every aspect of the car buying experience for you, from locating your perfect vehicle, to negotiating the best price on your car, on your trade-in, the bank interest rate, any warranty extras, and then we arrange for a remote signing for you so that you can avoid the dealership pressure cooker. Most of our clients save far more time and money than our service costs. Tired of car dealerships? Allow us to cure you of your car buying brain damage. Contact us today for a free discovery call. Okay, so the topic of today's video is, how do car dealerships make their money? And the answer might surprise you. Most folks that I've ever surveyed will tell you that they believe that dealers are making thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in profit on each car that they sell. And although selling cars is one of a few ways that dealerships make money, most people are surprised to learn that of all of a dealer's revenue generating activities, that the selling of automobiles is probably the least profitable activity that they engage in. At least that's the case in the 21st century. Generations ago, I believe the margins on new and used cars were much greater. Car salesmen were known to make doctor and lawyer money with no formal education behind them. Seemed like a dream. Since the days of the internet, now that consumers are much more resourceful and able to self-educate themselves on the process, the competition among dealers has just become super fierce. Pricing is now just a race to the bottom. If I'm looking for a brand new, say, Ford F-150 XLT in silver, well, there are hundreds to choose from within a 100-mile radius of most places. And there are maybe 10 or 12 dealers that I'll have to choose between when I'm getting ready to make my initial inquiries. Most cars of the same model these days are just like standardized commodities. Not much really distinguishes them from one another. Just varied options and equipment, which results in a range, in a spectrum of window sticker pricing from the manufacturer. It kind of makes it like shopping for the cheapest gallon of gasoline. Most people don't care where they get their cheapest gallon from, they just want the least expensive fill-up possible. Sure, dealers try to distinguish and differentiate themselves on the value that they bring, but at the end of the day, I'd say most car buyers don't care who they're purchasing from, just so long as they feel like they're getting the best deal possible, which is a sad reality for car dealer franchises because so many businesses are based on relationships. But it's probably a true enough nonetheless. So the first method of making money for dealers will be the sale of new and used cars. Dealers might make a touch more profit overall in the sale of a used car. The playing field is a lot less level when it comes to acquiring used cars. Sometimes you do better buying used cars for resale, other times you don't. But in general, dealership owners are not yachting around the world on the profits they make from the buying and selling of their cars. The best way I can describe managing the profits of the sales department in this business is that it's not unlike being a portfolio manager for stocks or investments. Some of your horses win, some of them lose, some win by a mile, some lose by a mile. But in general, new and used car sales is considered a loss leader within many dealership environments. The operation is there to entice you in to buy a car so that further money can be made in the short term and the long term in other departments, hopefully. Which leads us to our next profit center, which is the finance and insurance office, the business office. Not just a well-dressed paper pusher. I'd describe F&I as the muscle, the enforcer, a killer with a smile. I both loved and hated my time in F&I. The paychecks were huge, but no free time to spend any of it. Days off, and it was usually only one day a week off, were spent catching up on sleep. The F&I department sets up car loans and leases, sells warranties and protection plans. And working in that office compared to actually selling cars was like playing home run derby in baseball. Someone from your own team does all of the pitching, and they're just serving you these grapefruit-sized pitches, the customers, right down the middle, all day and every day. The markup for bank loans, leases, and warranty products can be very good, and the average profits per customer often exceed any profits made on the sale of that automobile. Sometimes F&I is the only profit on a car deal, and often the profit made in F&I is what takes a deal that starts in the red into the black when a sales department agrees to sell a car at a loss. So next up would be accessory sales, sometimes sold by the F&I manager, sometimes sold by a dedicated accessory salesperson, sometimes sold by the actual car salesperson. Accessories include things like all-weather floor mats, pinstripes, tonneau covers for pickup trucks, window tint, remote starting systems, vehicle theft recovery systems, running boards, trailer hitches, roof racks, splash guards. You get the idea. Kind of nickel and dime stuff, but it increases the profits to the dealer nonetheless. Next up would be parts and service. Selling parts is pretty self-explanatory. Generally, parts departments will sell parts to their existing customers, the local community, and a big chunk of business comes from other local dealers who take in the very cars your franchise sells. They take these cars in trade, and before reselling them, they need the parts so their own service departments can fix and repair these cars ready for resale. And a dealer will sell a lot of parts to their very own used car department as well. And then there's service. There are very good profits in a dealership's service department. The dealers count on many of the folks who purchase cars from them to hopefully come back for routine or major maintenance items. They'll develop a customer base from folks who never purchase from the store and just do service with them. There's warranty and recall work where the manufacturer will pay the dealer to fix problems with cars as they arise. And for many dealers, their biggest client, a fact that most people don't realize, is that dealer's very own used car department. Many used car departments send their own service departments dozens, even hundreds of cars each month for mechanical and cosmetic reconditioning, which, if you're wondering why the profitability in used cars is so thin, it often has to do with the money that dealers spend in their own service departments reconditioning their own vehicles. Many dealer owners choose to pay themselves first when it comes to their used cars, and they do that by charging their own used car department retail prices or close to retail on parts and service. And many people will argue that, well, the dealer isn't losing all that much money on the sale of their used cars if they're just paying themselves to recondition them. And while that may be true for the dealership owner or owners, the used car department will be hard pressed to sell certain cars at super discounted prices because many managers get paid on the profit or the loss of their department, not necessarily the profit or the loss of the store. It may seem silly for a dealer to charge themselves to do work for themselves, but I can assure you that there are profitability and tax benefits and considerations for structuring the business this way. They know what they're doing. Not to mention, the shorter the profit in that department, the shorter the commission they'll have to pay to the employees of that department. A story for another video. So what have we discussed today? Well, a dealership has a number of ways of making money. The buying and selling of cars is the most obvious way, but usually the least profitable method for the store. The F&I office is usually extremely profitable. They make money by marking up and selling bank loans, marking up and selling warranties, as well as a variety of vehicle protection programs. The accessorization of vehicles, new wheels, bed liners, cargo liners, trunk organizers, dash cameras, the list is endless. And the parts and service department is another very profitable operation for most stores through the selling of parts, vehicle maintenance and service on cars, warranty and recall work, and by keeping their used car department's vehicles in good order. Perhaps the biggest takeaway from all of this is when a local dealer tells you they can't do a deal because the vehicle is priced at or below cost, they're probably not lying. Between the thin margins, the high reconditioning expenses, and the depreciation for a vehicle spending 30, 60, 90 days in inventory, dealers have a very limited window of time to make money on automobiles. That's why inventory turnover is so important. And that's part of the reason dealers want to know if you're going to buy today, you're going to buy today, we're doing this today, right? We're going to do this today, you're going to buy today. So that's it for now. If we are able to spare you the aggravation of the car buying experience, please let us know. We have the elixir for the car dealership disorder, and most of our clients save more on their car deals than what they pay us. We're located at thecardealercure.com. The link is in the description below. Thanks very much for watching.